In this final lesson for the chapter, we're going to demonstrate how to update data to a database using Python and a web form. So let's start by first looking at the form that we're going to create in HTML. And this time, rather than type it all out, I've just displayed the whole thing, and then we'll demonstrate the difference. This form looks similar to the other forms we've used in this chapter. The only difference is that under our form action, we have a new script for updating data in the database, and that's updatefilms.py. That's going to be the name of the Python program I'm going to show you next to demonstrate how we modify data in a database. So let's look at that program right now. The beginning of the program looks similar to all the other programs we've written. In this chapter, we have the two import statements. We create a connection to the database. I actually have one command in here twice we don't need. I'll take out the second one. Because we're going to be passing data from our web form to the script or to the Python program, we need to call CGI field storage, which we do. Then we pull the film data out of the query string or out of the actual storage area where it's stored. Actually, it's in film data now. Then we pull it out by using each field name as an index into an array. Then the new command in SQL that we're going to use is update. And update works by saying update the table name, and then you set a field to a new value and then provide a where clause saying which one do you want to update. So in this particular example, we're going to change the year. Let's say we have a year in our database wrong and we want to change it. So then we have placeholders for the year and the title. Those values are provided to us from the query string, which we pulled out in those 3 lines right above. And so there's year and title that were received in the program right there. At that point, we're ready to pull the data back out and display it to see the change, which is what we're doing in the bottom part of the script. And this is exactly like the programs we've written earlier in this chapter. So let's run the program and see how it works. First thing we have to do is turn on our CGI HTTP server. So we do that first. That's on. Come back to our browser. Type localhost 8000 filmupdate.html. I've changed the Godfather's date to be 1977, and that's wrong. It's 1972. So we fill in the pieces of data that we need. Click Submit, and there we see that our update, notice in the query string, the data that we pass in, the title, the year, and the director, and then it comes back and shows us that the date is now correct. So here's the Python script one more time. And so you see that all of these programs are very similar. The only real difference is in the SQL that we call to execute a different type of command, whether we're just displaying data or adding data or updating data. The very same technique could also be used in deleting data. I'm not going to show that just for time's sake, but you should have no trouble now understanding how to write a script or program to delete data from a database using a web form. So that wraps up this chapter on database updates in Python. And like I just said, I hope I've given you enough information so that you can create your own types of scripts to do your own database work using the web.